A lot of people consider this to be one of the best movies ever made, and I would agree with that. It's a great film. We're going old school with this one. This is 12 Angry Men, Sidney Lumet. Really great movie. It's about 12 men in one room arguing.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Now, if you know anything about filmmaking, you've probably heard people say things like, oh, don't have a lot of dialogue, show, don't tell, have multiple locations, have great camera movement. The director of this took that filmmaking handbook and threw it out the window. This is 12 men talking, still shots, but it shows how limitations on something that you wouldn't usually want to impose on yourself can make something great. The camera work here is not visually impressive from like a grandiose scale. This is a perfect example of how technical work, how getting the idea out, precise idea, is more important than actually just having a great shot. So the blocking in this movie is super important. Where you put the actors, what's happening is really essential to how it is. This story takes place during a murder trial where this inner city kid, if he is guilty, he's gonna face capital punishment. And at first the evidence just looks overwhelmingly that he's guilty, and the jurors are ready to go home. You know, jury duty, even back in the 1950s, people hated it.
Well, I mean, did you ever hear so much talk about nothing?
Well, I guess they're entitled.
But one of the guys, he starts fact-checking the evidence to see whether it is concrete or not, and he starts poking holes into the evidence, and it just becomes so intriguing, enveloping. It takes something so simple and it covers it from every angle. And the important part is how diverse the characters are when it comes to their personalities and what they think. Each one of them has a different way of approaching the evidence. Some of them are apathetic, some of them are more logical, some of them are motivated by other things besides the evidence. And the story does just a fantastic job. You can definitely relate at least to one of these characters.